Well, I am over here. I am Susan Frackelton, professional artist. Recognized nationally. But I'm really more than that. I'm an art teacher, an author, a lecturer, an inventor, and most proud to say, leader in the arts and craft art movement in Milwaukee. Oh, I'm sorry, more than Milwaukee, in the United States. And to think it all started here in Milwaukee, where I was born in 1848. Now, I was born Susan Stuart Goodrich. My parents believed that their daughters should have an education. So at the age of 13, I was enrolled in the Wheelock Schools for Girls right here in Milwaukee. And it was there I had my first art lessons. And my art teacher was a professional landscape artist, Mr. Herr Vianden. He came to Milwaukee from Germany, and when he got to Milwaukee, the Wheelock School hired him to teach us girls landscape artistry. And it was from Mr. Vianden that I started to learn my appreciation for nature and for beauty. He took us to the natural wild places around Milwaukee, and looked really different then. And there we learned to sketch and draw and paint. He taught me about colors and palettes and mixing colors. And it was there that started my very first love for art and that fire that was inside of me. As a young woman, I transitioned from landscape painting to China painting. Now, China painting was something ladies did in the 1870s and 1880s. By then, I was accomplished, and I invited other ladies to come to my house, and I gave them lessons. Now, when you paint on China, you have to use special paints and glazes that need to be fired in a kiln. But I had access to kilns because my father ran a brickworks in Milwaukee, and so I could use the brick kilns to do the firing. But while in his brickworks, I saw something else, and that was Milwaukee clay. And I looked around and I thought, if they can make bricks, I can make art. And I started to experiment with the local clays, tinting it and glazing it, and I started to create beautiful art pottery similar to this. Many friends that I had in Milwaukee were urging me to submit my artwork, my China painting and my art pottery, to exhibitions. And when I followed their advice, I started to win awards and lecture invitations and letters. All the letters the ladies would send me, they would have so many questions. How do you mix this? How do you do that? Well, how did you figure out this? I tried this and it didn't work, Mrs. Frackelton. What should I do? I got so many letters I couldn't answer them. I felt bad about it. So I wrote a book and I called it Tried by Fire, which is not really a novel. It is more like a China painting manual, and it has everything in it. It's a guide for any lady who would like to try China painting, or any lady who perhaps has tried China painting and wants to move her craft farther. That book sold really well. Around 1897, I moved to Chicago with my daughter Gladys. Chicago had a thriving art community that I felt deeply a part of. And I had been feeling that way since about 1893, when my artwork was exhibited at the Chicago World's Fair, where I earned 9 awards. I stayed in Chicago, but it was just me and Gladys at the time. And so I earned a living. I continued China painting. I did illuminating artistry. I mentored other women. I took in apprentices. Oh yeah, of course, there continued to be invitations to lecture. So I traveled. And I used those lecture opportunities to open the eyes of the public to the beauty in art. And that beauty is a birthright. It's not bound by one's own sex or social standing, no. Women belong in art. They're talented, creative, and innovative, and should be recognized side by side the male artists. And one more thing, It was time that America started looking to their own country for beauty and art, not just Europe. Art was being created in America at all walks of life. And it's not just the finished piece that holds the beauty, but it is the journey of the artist, the act of creating that is part of the beauty. And so I am satisfied to know that my lectures, my writing, my mentorship inspired other ladies to grow their art. And for those of you today, I say happy painting and molding and glazing and firing. Go create something and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you.